Kaiseki Anime, where we air new episodes every other week. Kaiseki covers currently airing anime, older series seen recently, and other relevant topics for the season. I'm your host Marina of the blog Anime B&B, and with me is my co-host Draggle of the cleverly titled Draggle's Anime Blog.
This week, we discuss Nippon Sangoku, the three nations of the Crimson Sun. So I don't know about you, but this was my favorite anime of the season, if not year.
It's quite up there for shows I looked forward to. I wouldn't say that it was my favorite, though. It got
Really?
pushed off the pedestal. Yes.
Oh, for me, it just kept going higher and higher on the pedestal.
Oh, wow. Okay, then I think we're actually in disagreement because I liked the start more than I did how it ended up at the end.
I will say, it's definitely incomplete.
It is definitely incomplete, yes, and there is no sign of a sequel yet.
No. But I'm not watching it for the ending. I'm watching it for the experience, and it was a fantastic experience.
Yeah. And it's only 12 episodes for those listening. I'm assuming if you're listening, you've also probably watched it. So there will be spoilers all throughout. But if you're familiar with Romance of the Three Kingdoms, then you probably have an idea of where this will go.
The show is a post-apocalyptic show. They're all in the ruins of modern Japan, but it's three kingdoms. So there's Japan is split into three countries, and they're at war or on the verge of war with each other. And they're fighting for territory, and there's lots of coups d'etats and puppet rulers and really evil rulers. And then they'll have debates about the right way to govern, where they all cite Confucius and shit. It's a fun time.
And the story starts out with main character Awatara Misumi, who is this agriculturist who's married to his wife named Saki. And at the start, he's actually quite, how do you describe him? He's just really focused on his work, on his land, his home. He doesn't really concern himself with whatever's happening politically around him. He would rather focus on what's in front of him. And his wife is kind of the opposite, right? She's like, no, we need to do something. You should do something because you can.
Right.
And that's what I really, really liked about the first episode was their village gets visited by these officials from the capital. They're from the Yamato, I think, kingdom. And they're there to collect taxes, I think, early, aren't they? Taxes and trying to get grain or something. I'm trying to remember exactly why they're there. But they're there ahead of schedule, and they're trying to get more than the people there have to give. And so there's obviously a lot of resentment and worries about are they going to survive the winter? And his wife kind of gets caught in the middle of that, and it's really sad. There's this focus on these characters and these people, and they feel so real. And that's what drew me to this story. It was them as characters, Misumi and his loss that he goes through. And then when he has his first face-off with the official, who is Denki Taira, and you see that confrontation, it's just so visceral, and it really sets you up for what's to follow. And that's what I had wanted throughout the rest of the show, is I wanted more of this extreme focus on the characters and their experiences.
You don't think we got that?
I think the shift from him as a main character to the overarching war was pretty quick. We still had some character focus with the first maybe few episodes, because I think it's the second episode, right, where we meet Asuma, his buddy who loves and hates him, right? It's a love-hate relationship. And I think they're both sort of vying for limited positions. So they have this beautiful friendship, but also this rivalry. But they're very different, right? Because Misumi is very much an intellectual. He's not a fighter, physical fighter at least. And Asuma is the inheritance of I think a martial artist family or something. So he's extremely strong physically, but he's kind of ditzy. And so together they're a funny combo. Yeah, no, I wanted more of that. And I just felt the further along we got, the further away we walked from actually caring about the characters and more caring about this grand epic.
Right. Okay. I felt there were just more characters, but they were still very distinctive characters who you cared about either positively or negatively.
Definitely, I agree that they were very, how do I describe this? Like the characters were unique. Yes, you were right. But I found them to be uniquely flat. Like they were all like they evoked strong feelings in me, but it was always like a very one note kind of feeling like, oh, yes, I like them. Oh, yes, I hate them. I mean, Tyra as a villain is like comically flat. Like, why is he like that? Why is he so insanely like, yes, you can say power. He's hungry for power. But I mean, he just kind of becomes funny in his villainy. And then, like the other characters, like you have Oga Wajima, who is the leader of like the up and rising, I think they're called the Sei Kingdom. And she's kind of shown as like the warlord that rises up and wants to go to war. And again, I just found her to be a pretty flat character. We don't really see who she is specifically as a character. We're told about her family history. We see the way she interacts with her people, but I don't feel like I truly know her. And then by the time, like, you know, we've been with her for quite a while, like her end just comes like abruptly fast, right? At the very end of this season. She has like this inglorious death.
I feel like you would enjoy this more if you read The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because what you're describing is like exactly the style of the book.
Well, that's fine, but then does the book also start out with such an amazing beginning?
No, it's a lot more boring in the beginning.
That's what I mean. Okay, so maybe that's why you feel that way, because you're familiar with it. You like that. That's what you want. But what I got at the start is not what I got later on in the show. You know, Oga's, I think her general, the old dude who sacrifices himself. Yeah,
Yeah, wasn't that kind of similar?
It was like one episode where we met him first as a general, and then we got his backstory about how he's sort of a father figure to her. So we don't get that till after that emotional connection. And then he abruptly sacrifices himself for her, and we're supposed to be aghast at it, and we're supposed to care. And I'm just kind of like, well, that was kind of dumb. Like, I just feel like that was why like do that all in like this short span of time, and then you expect me to feel for him.
It's one of the stratagems.
No, man. No, I feel like they failed that poor man, and they failed that relationship for characters that I can sense that it wants me to care about them, but they didn't put in the footwork to make me care about them like they did at the very beginning with Misumi and his wife.
I thought it was great. They had like that guy's whole sacrifice, and then the general just like randomly that he did that for just randomly dies off screen a few episodes later. It was perfect.
I mean, I do like the realities of, because it's ugly, right? It's unfair, and that's war, right? I do like that. But again, I'm getting more of a sense of this is about like the nations as opposed to the individual people that I liked at the beginning.
Interesting.
So I was just disappointed. But I mean, I still loved watching it.
I loved it for all the reasons you hated it.
I didn't hate it, Draggle. Don't say that. I didn't hate it. It just didn't follow through on my high expectations I had set at the beginning.
I see. Yeah, for me, it exceeded my expectations. I guess I just didn't go into it with the expectations you had.
I mean, you already had familiarity with this because you've read, right? And you read more than I do on this and know about its history. So, yeah, of course you're going to have different expectations.
This met and exceeded my expectations. It was very, very Three Kingdoms. The author of this like clearly loves Romance of the Three Kingdoms like way more than I do, and it shows. It's interesting though because it's like not a straight retelling.
Oh, of course not. That would be boring.
Well, it's not really like a retelling at all. Honest, I don't think.
And it's just pulling inspiration, I suppose, and like showing.
Yeah, it's more inspired by Romance of Three Kingdoms. It takes like all the fun parts from there and applies it to this like new post-apocalyptic Japan scenario.
Yeah, and like the setting, the idea of this being post-apocalyptic Japan, right? Like a future that has fallen back into the feudal era. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I especially loved like how they have like the castles or apartment buildings.
Yes, I was about to say that. Is that the setting, like seeing them in like their war gear, right? In like these dilapidated buildings. What's the tower in Osaka? Like, I love that that's such a central point.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but I know what you mean.
Shinsekai, I thought.
Okay.
Like the new world, that was like their idea of what the future would be. But no, now look at it. But I mean, I do love so much about this show. Like you said, just the maps, right?
Oh yeah, when they have like the battle map at the start or in the middle where they show where everybody is. Yeah, I love that. And it's like most of the action takes place in like I never heard of this area. It's just like some rural area with like a couple of small cities,
Yeah.
but they like really use the terrain. They're like digging out the abandoned tunnel from the past.
Mm-hmm.
That was all really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And I do enjoy the visuals are impeccable. Like they I had style from start to finish. And the character designs, the setting designs, like all of that, the colors, like that looked amazing for sure from start to finish.
It did. It did. It looked spectacular. I don't even know like how I would describe the style, but
It's very urban, right? Like it definitely gives me this sense almost of street art a little bit
yeah.
because it's so bright. Yeah.
hmm all the backgrounds are urban setting too, but then
Mm-hmm.
well, it's like it's actually a rural setting
A mix, right? We go from the city.
because it's like abandoned now. Even the city, like it's a city setting, but there's barely any people there, so it's really kind of rural.
Well, I mean, if you think back to the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, right? When you're like, thinking to feudal Japan and you have your quote unquote major cities, compared to the cities that we have now, the populations are way smaller.
hmm Yeah,
So, I mean, harkening back to that, like, yes, these are the major hubs of civilization, but there's not much civilization left, or they're more spread out now.
exactly. Yeah. So it was really fun, like seeing what the future places look like, and then they'd have like major landmarks that like seem so ridiculous. Like there's one part where they were like the abandoned amusement park was like an important location for the war somehow.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm curious what you think about the scene with the guy on the bridge with the tea ceremony.
Oh, that's stylistic as fuck, Drago. Like that was definitely very cool. Even if I think that again, these characters are underdeveloped, but they're very cool.
Okay.
Like I definitely liked that insight into their individual characters and their I guess motivations because he's there to be a distraction, isn't he? Like he's there to keep them there and keep them from attacking. And that just shows his willpower. I'm okay being burned to death right on this bridge and you might kill me while I'm sitting here with this tea. And then you have Oga and she's like she reverts back to like this scared child, doesn't she, when she runs away from the scary man on the bridge burning.
Yep. Can't blame her. I would run away from that dude too.
I mean, he just has that charisma. He's just very much a forbidding figure that of course she's going to be terrified, even though like that's eventually what leads to her general's sacrifice himself.
Yep.
I mean, you liked that bridge scene, right?
Oh, of course. I like that bridge scene. Yeah. I also like the little kid and the black guy. The ones who are like the decoy, like they get trapped in the town. Tyra's nephew or son.
Oh yeah, where he's gotten his ass handed to him
Yeah.
and he reverts to being a little boy again.
Yeah, well, he still is a little boy.
Yeah, but like in his mind, he was the big shit, right? Like he was the big general. He's big, powerful, and he's having fun with his little soldiers. Like he treats them like toys. And then he quickly realizes this is not a game. These are not toys. These are lives, and you're about to have your life taken. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, they show these characters who I think show a little bit of promise. Like I forget the man's name who's with him. Did you say his name?
No, I didn't.
No,
I
no, no.
forgot his name.
Well, he's like one of the other generals, right? He's also shown as like this stoic figure who, from the beginning, he was against them entering the town, right? Because he knew it was a vulnerable position. He knew it was probably a trap. He was ignored and then treated like a prisoner, right?
Yeah.
And then he ends up being the one running away with the kid and is the reason why they survive. Like, I thought that was neat. But again, like, I didn't know him enough. Like, we just got hardly any insight into this guy. And it was more like comic relief to me by that point.
You always want to know things.
Yeah, of course I want to know things. That's why I like stories. I like the characters.
Sometimes you have to just enjoy knowing what you know.
The spectacle, knowing what you know, that's fine too. If they didn't tease me like they had in the first few episodes, maybe I wouldn't have those expectations. And I mean, also the fact that like you spend so much time with Misumi in those beginning of the show, and then suddenly he just disappears because we spend so much time hopping around the map with this war.
That is totally Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I'm sorry to say.
No, you said that at the beginning. There was no like extreme focus on a singular character, so that's not Romance of the Three Kingdoms with the beginning like that.
Oh, yeah, the beginning's not. Yeah. Well, I mean, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, it'll have like a few characters it goes into like great detail on, but it'll also jump around. It wants to show like the whole war. So it's a combination of the two.
I just wish it had a better balance of that because it felt like, yeah, like they lured you in, they hooked you, and they're like, now we're going back to hopping around the map. Forget about those characters you were so interested about. Let's look at all these other characters instead and not spend enough time with them for you to actually care about them as people.
They came back at the end there, the first characters.
It felt like a half-assed kind of, oh, we started there, we should probably finish there. Maybe you're curious about what's going on with them.
No, I really liked it because they saved the war, right?
Did they?
They did, yeah.
It showed they tried to, and then Wily Tyra knows what he's doing.
Well, they had a temporary victory, but still a victory.
They won the battle, not the war.
All victories are temporary. If you read Romance of the Three Kingdoms, you would know that.
You're just going to keep saying that, aren't you, until I sit down and read it?
Yeah, why haven't you read it?
Because it's freakishly long and...
It's so much fun, though.
Maybe one of these days I'll read it, and then I'll rewatch this, and maybe my opinion will have changed, although I greatly doubt it because, again, they gave me the wrong impression at the start of the show.
Okay. Well, it was great.
I think it was definitely a good showing, and I was never bored.
Good.
Tune in again to Kaiseki Anime Podcast 2 weeks from now. Please feel free to send us questions or comments on Blue Sky with hashtag Kaiseki Anime Podcast or on our individual accounts at Draggle and at MarinaBMB.
Listen to and review us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts so we can continue to grow and improve. Thanks for listening. See you next time.